What's up everyone, Mace here with a 1v1 cast for today, and this matchup is going to be between Liquid Jinro and MTW Dimaga. And wow, I have been just so busy recently, and it's not because of work or anything, but because I've been playing the StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty campaign, and I just finished today on brutal difficulty. I was like, oh my god, yes, this was absolutely ridiculous. Some of these missions were just crazy on brutal, and it took me like multiple attempts to try to get through them, but I finally got my Sarah Kerrigan portrait, so yeah, that is awesome. Oh yeah, and some people have been wanting to add me on StarCraft. I welcome that. Feel free to drop me a response. My name is Maze, and my character ID is that right there. I know I just press enter and you can't see it, but it's Maze967. So feel free to add me, and yeah, we can play, chat, whatever you want to do, and yep, we can be StarCraft 2 buds or whatever. Okay, so let us go with this game right now. So it is on Scrap Station, and it looks like Liquid Jinro going for his barracks right there, and the Terran, I've seen lots of Terran players build supply depots back here. I'm not really sure why they do that, but maybe someone can give me a good reason in the comments. But I guess they don't want to build them up front because they're vulnerable or something, and they just pick it in back. I'm not really sure why, but I do see that a lot where they just kind of build a supply depot and then lower it in the back. I don't really think there's a big purpose there. But yeah, this is on Scrap Station, and probably what we are going to see is some kind of harass from Liquid Jinro. I would assume Hellions, and probably a fast expand. Yeah, definitely a fast expand, not probably. It's already up. So MTW Dimaga already has his fast expansion down here. No spawning pool. He doesn't really need the spawning pool early because this rush distance is just enormously long right here. This poor little SUV has to truck all the way over there. So, yeah, not really going to see any rushes for these two players. We see Liquid Jinro going for the gas already, so probably going to be putting up that factory once he gets the supplies for that. And yeah, here comes the SUV scouting out this base. He sees that there is an extractor and a spawning pool, and probably going to go check this expansion if he hasn't already. I might have missed that. Yeah, it looks like he already checked it. He already saw it actually just from peeking his head in here, so he does see that expansion. No surprises there. There is the factory, so we're most definitely going to see some Hellions, and if not, then I apologize for the wrong presumption there, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see Hellions. And a couple of Zerglings being spawned right now. I think we might see a little bit of early harass, which could be really nice, because I'm sure Dimaga is expecting Hellions as well, and all Jinro really has to deal with a couple of Zerglings are SCVs and a Marine, and he doesn't even have this walled off, so it looks like he is going to be going across this map right now, but Liquid Jinro's poor little Marine is going to be sniped out right here. He is trying to run, but his little legs are not going to be able to make him back home. Carry him back home. These Zerglings are going to chase him down. He is going to go down to this little Zergling squad here, but really he's doing a good job delaying this attack. I think Jinro was able to bait his Marine pretty well while he was able to secure his wall off, and he's going to be able to get these Hellions out in time. There's nothing that these Zerglings can do, so they kind of missed their golden opportunity here, and Dimaga definitely realizes that. I'm not sure if he just wanted to kill the Marine and not even go for the attack, so he's just kind of scouting out right now, seeing what exactly to expect. And of course there are the Hellions and a starport too, so I'm gonna love to see what Jinro's gonna be doing with this starport. That would be awesome. I haven't really seen this all that much. He might be going for some overlord hunting, and I think that's what we are going to see. There's the reactor right there trying to make some Vikings right now, and nothing else for these two units. So the Hellion's going to come across for some harass. There isn't a spine crawler in any of these positions. I'm not really sure why. There's one right in the middle of the base, but usually Zerg players put their spine crawlers right here to try to avoid that. So Jinro definitely going to get the economic harass he's looking for. I'm not really sure why Dimaga didn't prepare for that a little more. Okay, there are the Zerglings, so he was preparing a little bit more for that, and he is going to be able to take these Hellions out. Ooh, good play by Dimaga. He was able to get those Zerglings out just in time, and if that spine crawler was up, it definitely would have been able to do some hefty damage to those Hellions. A couple of Zerglings moving out right now, and there goes the Vikings hunting for overlords. Man, this is just awesome for these guys right now. There's really nothing that they have to be afraid of except for this little old queen here. And I like this little push going on right now, trying to break through because he's like, well, he probably doesn't have all that much besides a couple of Vikings, and these Vikings right now are moving back. I'm not sure why he doesn't really just want to go and have free reign on some overlords if he can get it. I mean, he does have these Vikings here to defend with his SCV, so he's not really going to lose all that much. And here comes the command center trying to even up the ante for the economic game. And here's the Hydralisk Den, so very good proper units to get right now to try to avoid that Viking harass, and a couple of queens are definitely going to be able to deal with this if those Vikings decide to fly out, which I don't think they are. It looks like he's just going to try to sacrifice them for a queen. 2 queens actually. Wow, that was definitely a worthy push. I didn't realize Vikings were so strong against queens, so he was able to snipe out 2 queens and maybe even a couple of drones right here. Hydra's coming out right now, but only a couple of seconds left on those, so those Vikings are going to have free reign for a little bit. Really great harass by Liquid Jinro. I didn't realize that Vikings are so strong against queens, and again a dual prong attack. Wow, this is a great harass here. Jinro definitely keeping up on the economic game because he sees that the Zerg expanded and he is not going to let him gain that advantage on him. Jinro up in resources as we see right here. So trying to go for a couple of overlords, maybe being a little bit greedy here, doing some damage, and only a couple of Hydralisks really to deal with those Vikings right now. So Jinro doing a very great job putting the pressure on Zerg. That's definitely what you want to do on Zerg whenever Zerg fast expand like this, because if you just let them macro up, you're never going to be able to even it out. Even if you have like amazing unit composition, maybe that plus amazing micro might be able to even it up for you. But really, you gotta harass the Zerg, and Jinro did a great job of that. And I like that fact that he's securing this position right here and not his natural, because that gives him this natural defense here. It's kind of like England versus France. Here's the English Channel, and that has protected them for years and years. All right, enough about world history. Let's go now. We see a Viking push again, trying to snipe out a couple of more units, and I think these Vikings will be able to take out that attack. With Jinro is not liking these odds. I think he was afraid that he might be overrun eventually, and is just kind of playing safe right now. Moving back here, securing this position right now. So I definitely think Jinro kind of has the upper hand right now because he has evened up the economy, and he is keeping the pressure on Dimaga right now. Dimaga not really sure what Jinro is going. I guess he does see the tech lab and the reactor, so he can probably assume some kind of mech air combined build here. Meanwhile, Jinro is patrolling back to his base. I think he's probably going to wait until he macros up a little bit. And Dimaga's still just kind of going for this Hydralisk build, not looking to go for anything else right now. I think he's just still macroing up and making a couple of units just in case he needs to deal with some kind of harassing force. And I think that's what we is what we are going to see again from Liquid Jinro, coming out with these couple of Vikings, and Jinro scouting for these rogue expansions that sometimes will just kill players. Oftentimes people will just be like, hey, I'm going to expand all the way out here, because why would anyone even bother scouting? But that's what Jinro is doing, because that would be just terrible if the Zerg player is able to get this high yield the entire game, and it's just like, oh my god, I'm overrun by Zerglings and everything. So here's some bunkers. So yeah, Jinro is ding up a little bit. He's trying to scatter and gain a little bit of map control, and we see an overlord coming in right now, so he finally sees this wayward expansion out here, crossing the English Channel once again. And we see that there are 2 evolution chambers and an infestor pit, so we are probably going to see infestors to deal with the tanks. I don't think that he's going to go straight into a hive for anything, unless he wants to go maybe broodlords or ultralisks, which would be kind of nice to see. And this is a lovely little creep highway here. I just think it's hilarious that that Zerg do this. You're just like, well, I'm going to expand my creep anywhere that I want to and start building spawn crawlers and have my units move super fast everywhere. So an SCV coming out here, maybe going for some kind of rogue expansion, maybe just scouting, not really sure. These Vikings are still moving around trying to find some overlords, but I think Dimaga is like, well, I'm just going to kind of keep them in my base near my units so they won't get sniped out. Good play. And what that also does for Liquid Jinro, though, is that it denies the Zerg player the easy scouting that they often get. Sometimes it's really annoying. You're in your base and you just see an overlord fly in there. So and and just kind of have these static positions and see where you are the whole time. So by patrolling around with Vikings, that kind of eliminates that, makes it much harder for the Zerg player to do this. And Zerglings coming in on this Viking. That Viking is able to manage to reach out of there, and those Hydras moving super fast on that creep. Wow, Hydras are so fast on this creep. And Vikings are moving away right now, so Dimaga definitely moving out with the map control, and again a dual prong attack. I absolutely love this. What's great about these professional matches is that these players are able to just do so much at once, like move out over here, distract them, then go somewhere else. These dual prong attacks are really very effective. Even Dimaga Pro himself is susceptible to things like this, so I love seeing those kind of plays. And here are the Infestors, so that's probably going to be the response to the Thors and the Siege tanks here. I'm not really sure how much Dimaga has seen of Jinro's base lately, and I do want to mention this sensor tower right here. Pretty nicely laid out just across the channel here so that he can see if any overlords are going to start dropping into his base so he can prepare. Even has a missile turret there, so in case any single overlord tries to go and move there. So here's this nice little Viking party here. I'm not sure if he might be overextending himself on the Viking power, but Vikings also can go ground form and provide some decent support for siege tanks and Thors as well. Their ground is actually really powerful. They don't have any plus damage or anything, but they're really just kind of like super marines in their ground form. So here's Dimaga taking another hatchery, being a classic Zerg player, expanding out as much as he pleases, and has this super creep highway along everywhere. Jinro scouting for more expansions, and we see that Dimaga is going for this high yield. Is this going to bite him back? I'm not really sure, because Jinro is scouting around looking for expansions just like this one, so I don't think that Dimaga is going to be able to protect all 4 bases right now. And I don't think that Jinro has scouted this out yet, no, but he definitely sure will, because he's just right out there. And here comes a couple of Vikings to set down, and he is going for a ground assault right now, taking out these Hydralisks and these Infestors. Oh my lord, Vikings from the sky, taking out this Queen and these Hydralisks. A scan even going down in case, I'm not even sure for what, in case he sees some more units going in. I was going to say Lurkers, but that's StarCraft 1. And oh my god, here come the Zerglings, and he is lifting off again. He could snipe some Overlords, but there are some more Hydralisks. Jinro with a nice little assault there, but I think both players pretty much even themselves out here. Jinro definitely lost a pretty good amount of Vikings as well. We see that the resources, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just 25 that Dimaga is under, so pretty much even for both players. And Jinro still has not scouted this expansion here. He knows this one's up, so I guess he's like, well, I don't really think that Dimaga is going to expand anywhere else, but trick's on you, because he just has, oh, here he goes. He is now scouting this expansion, so he does see that he's going to go down in ground form and assault. Dimaga is scouting this part right here because he does not want any more Vikings to come flying into his base. And we do see that Liquid Jinro is trying to even up the ante again with that expansion. These Vikings had to evacuate because the Zerglings and the Hydralisks were coming, so I think Dimaga might actually be able to secure this position. Liquid Jinro is definitely going to have to move out soon enough. He's got these tanks posting up here with a Thor, I guess, for some Mutalisks and some ground support. And here we see the Ultralisk cabin right now, so I'm not sure if we see any Ultralisks being produced yet, but we also see battle cruisers for Liquid Jinro, so this is going to be an interesting battle there. There's one Ultralisk on the, 5 Ultralisks on the field right now. How did I miss these giant Ultralisks? Wow, just staring me in the face. There are so many Ultralisks on this map right now, so any kind of mech army that Jinro has is going to be squashed. So good thing he is getting these battle cruisers to support them. And he does have this battle cruiser Viking army to kind of go in and snipe out bases, but I think that Jinro is really weak on the ground, and that might come back to bite him because these Ultralisks are just so fast.